What if one simple evening habit could quietly decide whether your body burns stubborn belly fat overnight, or keeps storing it while you sleep? Not a new diet. Not an intense workout routine. Not some complicated fat loss strategy. Before we dive in, make sure to like this video, share it with anyone struggling with belly fat, subscribe and turn on the notification bell, because what you're about to see could completely change your metabolism. Just one decision you make in the evening. Because after 6 p.m., something subtle but powerful begins to happen inside your body. Your hormones start shifting. Your metabolism changes gears. And your body quietly starts deciding what to do with stored fat. But here's the surprising part. Most people think belly fat is only about what you eat. In reality, when you stop eating may matter just as much. And at a certain point during the night, your body flips a metabolic switch that can either accelerate fat burning, or completely shut it down. Almost nobody talks about this. And every night, millions of people unknowingly interrupt this process without realizing it. One small late-night habit can quietly block the fat-burning window your body was about to enter. Which means while you think you're resting, your metabolism might actually be doing the exact opposite of what you want. So in this video, we're going to break down what really happens inside your body after you stop eating at 6 p.m., hour by hour. Because the changes that happen between evening and the next morning are far more powerful than most people realize. But before we start, I want to ask you something. Be honest in the comments. What's harder for you? Delaying your first meal in the morning? Or stopping late-night eating? I'm curious to see where most people struggle. Now let's look at what actually happens the moment the clock hits 6 p.m. When you stop eating at 6 p.m., your body enters what scientists call the postabsorptive state. That sounds complicated. But it simply means your body is finishing the process of digesting your last meal. For the next few hours, your body is still using glucose from that meal as its main fuel. Insulin levels remain slightly elevated. Your digestive system is active. And your body is still operating in storage mode. But here's the important detail most people miss. Once digestion finishes, something starts to change. Your insulin levels begin to fall. And that matters because insulin has a very specific job. It tells your body to store energy instead of burning it. So when insulin drops, the opposite begins to happen. Your body starts looking for stored energy. And the largest stored energy source most people have: body fat. But here's where things get interesting. This shift doesn't happen instantly. It happens gradually over time. And the real transformation begins later in the night. Around 10 p.m., something important starts happening. Your body begins transitioning from fed metabolism to fasted metabolism. This is when stored glycogen in the liver begins to decline. Glycogen is essentially stored sugar your body keeps as backup fuel. But here's the problem. Most people never allow their glycogen levels to drop. Because they snack at night. A cookie. A bowl of cereal. A handful of chips. Even small snacks can reset the entire metabolic process. And when that happens, your body never gets the signal to start burning stored fat. But when you stop eating at 6 p.m. and avoid late-night snacks, something different happens. Your insulin levels continue falling. Your body begins increasing fat oxidation. And your metabolism slowly starts shifting toward fat burning. But the biggest shift is still ahead. And it happens when most people are already asleep. Somewhere between midnight and 2 a.m., your body enters a fascinating metabolic phase. This is when several powerful hormones begin working together. Growth hormone rises. Insulin drops even further. And your body begins prioritizing fat as fuel. Growth hormone is particularly interesting. Because one of its major functions is fat mobilization. In simple terms, it helps release fat from fat cells so your body can use it as energy. But here's the catch. This process works best when insulin is low. And insulin only stays low if you stop eating early enough in the evening. That's why late-night eating can quietly sabotage fat loss. Even if your calories are technically the same. Because it keeps insulin elevated longer than your body expects. And that interferes with your overnight metabolic reset. But the story doesn't end there. Because the real benefit of stopping food early appears the next morning. When you wake up after stopping food at 6 p.m., your body has already been fasting for around 12 to 14 hours. At this point, several things are happening simultaneously. Your glycogen stores are lower. Fat oxidation is elevated. And your body is more metabolically flexible. Metabolic flexibility simply means your body can switch efficiently between burning carbs and burning fat. And people who maintain this flexibility tend to have better insulin sensitivity, more stable energy levels, lower belly fat accumulation. But here's something most people misunderstand. Stopping food at 6 p.m. doesn't magically burn fat overnight. What it does is create the conditions that allow your body to burn fat more easily. And those conditions depend heavily on one factor: consistency. Doing it once won't change much. But doing it regularly can slowly reshape how your metabolism behaves. But here's the twist. There's another reason stopping food early might help with belly fat. And it has nothing to do with fasting itself. It has to do with your circadian rhythm. Your metabolism follows a biological schedule. During the daytime, your body is designed to process food efficiently. Insulin sensitivity is higher. Your digestive system is more active. And your body handles calories better. But later in the evening, this changes. Your metabolism begins slowing down. Insulin sensitivity decreases. And your body becomes slightly more prone to storing energy instead of burning it. This means that eating large meals late at night may increase the likelihood of fat storage, especially around the abdomen. So stopping food earlier aligns your eating pattern with your body's natural metabolic rhythm. And that can indirectly help reduce fat accumulation over time. But let's be honest for a moment. The real reason many people lose belly fat when they stop eating at 6 p.m. isn't just hormones or circadian rhythms. It's behavior. Late-night eating is often driven by boredom, stress, habit, emotional eating. And those calories are usually highly processed foods. When you remove that entire eating window, you naturally reduce calorie intake, which makes fat loss more likely. But there's another benefit people rarely talk about. Sleep quality. Eating late can interfere with sleep. Your body stays busy digesting food. Body temperature remains elevated. And certain sleep hormones are disrupted. But when you stop eating earlier, your body has time to fully transition into rest and recovery mode. And better sleep improves hormone balance, insulin sensitivity, appetite control, which makes maintaining a healthy body weight significantly easier. So if you're thinking about trying this approach, here are a few simple guidelines. Start gradually. Instead of jumping straight to 6 p.m., begin by stopping food 1 hour earlier than usual. Stay hydrated. Water and non-caloric drinks are fine. Focus on balanced meals earlier in the day so you're not overly hungry at night. And most importantly, pay attention to how your body responds. Because metabolism is highly individual. Now I'm curious about something. If you had to choose one change that would improve your health the most, which would it be? Stopping late-night eating? Or delaying your first meal in the morning? Let me know in the comments. I read them all. But stopping food at 6 p.m. raises another fascinating question. Because once your body passes 16 hours without food, a completely different metabolic process begins. One that scientists link to cellular repair and fat metabolism. And most people have no idea what actually happens during that phase. So in the next video, we're going to break down what happens inside your body during a 16-hour fast, hour by hour. And the results might surprise you. If you enjoy science-based explanations of fasting, metabolism, and fat loss, make sure you subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss the next breakdown. Because the next topic might completely change the way you think about fasting. And trust me, you'll want to see what happens next.